You're listening to The Burning Truth. Ladies and gentlemen, dude and dudettes, I'm your host Matt Burns, and yes, I know this is a much later than usual episode of The Burning Truth. There's been some technical issues and some delays, and as such, I can honestly state I do apologise for that, but at the same time, I also have to apologise for cancelling last week. The reason why the cancellation for last week was due to a massive busy schedule, and due to certain time-honoured commitments, I was unable to be able to get onto the air, and as such, I apologise for not being on the air, last week. Due to my heavy commitments, I ended up having to cancel the episode as such, but once again I do apologise, and I know I did state that I would be making this episode a much longer one. Unfortunately, that will not be the case this week due to the technical difficulties that has occurred for this episode, which is made us much later than usual. And because of it, I will somehow make up for this. Either be a pre-recorded content, possibly doing a pre-recorded episode to make up like a bit of a special voice during the week, or by just doing something in general to make up for anything that I have missed in discussion, and as such we need to be able to keep continuing on. So apologies, I know this is the last time I'll be stating it for now, but as always, the Burning Truth will be, as usually, either be on at 9 or, usually starting any time between 9 and 10. Just this week's episode later than usual, but as I've already done it, I already have apologised. But anyway, back on to business. UKWA will be revealing another member of the roster tomorrow. It might be a single wrestler, it might be a tag team. Only way to find out is by checking out the UKWA's social media. Most likely be aimed on their Facebook page first, but do check it out, to keep up to date with the current events of UKWA. Also, on top of that, I believe I was a few weeks ago at Pro Wrestling Subjective, and I had quite an astounding sight to see that Christopher Drew was there, the UKWA general manager. Now, as much as any actions that he does on another show does not reflect how we view him on how he's running UKWA. The one thing I did find unusual was the fact that he was walking around with a crutch. Now, after the show, found out that it wasn't, he was walking very, very gingerly on one leg, and it does appear that he has caused a bit of an injury, which is the reason why, if anybody does see him at other shows, the reason why he does have a crutch is he does currently have an injury. But that will not stop him from, being the general manager of UKWA. So there could be more, news from him. But one thing that does strike me is he seemed to be doing a lot of business with the usual suspects, who, if I'm not mistaken, have a lot of connections with Nothing But Wrestling. Now, the question is there something going on there? Is he getting, could he be doing deals with Nothing But Wrestling? But only time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. Now, I know there's been a hot topic in wrestling in regards to a certain situation, and I am going to be wording this very, very delicately, because at this moment in time, I know, if I'm not mistaken, I'm just getting the details as quickly as possible because I do not want to get this incorrect. So bear with me, and it's in regards to a situation with certain shows that are happening, I believe, in Wales and Leicester as such. So just please bear with me for a minute. At this moment in time, that was it. Just getting the company name correct. At this moment in time, there's a wrestling company called Extreme Dwarfinator Wrestling that is supposedly that they are having shows in Cardiff and Swansea next month. Now, however, venues in Leicester and Ferndown near Bournemouth, they've cancelled due to the supposed tone. Now, it's possibly in regards to the nature of the show, which is the fact that they've got dwarf wrestlers on the show. Now, let me iterate this: anyone of any size can wrestle and entertain, and that is my view. That is my view in regards to that, as long as they are healthy and got the all A-OK from medical and doctors to be able to do so. Now, a organisation has stepped in, a charity one, which is the Restricted Growth Association, RGA, who have been putting a few claims in there stating that the nature of the shows are inappropriate, just going back to some of the old days, and if I'm not mistaken, use the comment of going back to the freak show days. Now, that to me is a comment that shouldn't be mentioned at all in regards to the nature of this argument. Now, I can understand the RGA, what it's in regards to, as I believe a complaint was put forward. Now, as such, that's fine. I can understand if someone's being upset. Now, a conversation should have happened. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't appear to be the case, and instead, it seemed like shows are being cancelled. Now, the performers themselves have even gone on record to, I believe, have even stated they have no issues with, they're not being mocked. They are doing it to bring awareness, more so to, to different conditions, different bodies, and everything, to, in regards to, and also trying to share a positive light and message with the entertainment values that they are bringing as well. Now, in regards to the shows being cancelled, there's been some issues with certain revenues, certain wrestlers possibly being, there was rumours of some wrestlers being, possibly being deported due to not being able to work because they don't have a show anymore. That we don't, it's, if that is the case, then it's very unfortunate, because if the RGA has cost people their jobs who they are meant to be protecting, then it's massively wrong in the sense, because it's almost like they've thrown their voice stating, oh, you can't do this because you have a condition, blah blah blah, and instead of actually stating that they're fighting for it, they've almost in a way done the opposite and given themselves a pat on the back, which is not the right message that should be coming across. but that might not be the case. They might have, heard rumours of different stories. But in regards to this, my view is, as I've stated early on, my view in regards to this, that regardless of all body shapes, sizes, be it male, female, transgender, fluid, anything, doesn't matter, height, height, weight, you can be all shapes, sizes, and everything. As long as you are medically fit, I 100% support it, on the grounds as A, it is medically cleared, and that they are fit, and as long as it's not being discriminative of any nature, if it is just for pure entertainment value, then I can't see what the problem is. But just so my words don't get construed, if it is that the show was making a mockery of the situation and of the entertainers, then for shame them. I understand. I would be 100% behind the charity organisation if that is the case. But that will be, just to mention, that will be the last time I bring this up. This is this is the only time I'll be bringing it up on The Burning Truth, because I feel as though it's a very delicate situation and it's hard to discuss. It is something that needs to be discussed, but I would say it doesn't need to be brought on. It is something that does need to be discussed wholeheartedly, but I feel as though it can be a very hot topic as well, and as such, if it is that I'm able to discuss it further, I'll change my statement in regards to it. I will state instead, if I am able safely to discuss the matters of it going, if there's a resolution, fingers crossed, a resolution that both sides are able to benefit from it does come about, and that everyone can be happy with the situation does come, as it is a very unfortunate situation that has gone on. So I just thought this is a topic I've been wanting to discuss for a few weeks, but been very hesitant just in case. I wanted to word it correctly, and as such, if I have made any mistakes as such, please let me know, and I will make sure if I have made, if anything I have said has offended anybody in regards to this topic, I will apologise publicly and openly in regards to this. But please send a message to me directly, be it, make me aware if I've offended by discussing this topic or the way I've done it. So I will rectify it and hopefully clear up the matter and make sure that a healthy discussion is being done. But anyway, moving on from that topic, with wrestling, Brock Lesnar in WWE has gotten another date to be able to become Universal Champion again. I can't see that happening. If it is that he does, then I will seriously start having questions with WWE, saying to them, what are they doing? If they are going, the only surprise I can see that happening at the Crown Jewel event, which is in Saudi Arabia, is that Strowman comes away with the championship. That would be the only surprise I would suspect that WWE may have up their sleeve, but I can't see that happening, especially since they've now just got the championship on Roman Reigns. and he is the number one milk seller. And they're wanting to aim that much higher. There has been speculation of a former WWE wrestler being in the latest version of, I believe, Marvel's Fantastic Four, which is CM Punk. Now, I've only just seen this on a bit of an off chance. I'm not 100% sure if this is confirmed, but if it is, then fair enough. Big up to him. If he is, and congratulations on the work. Hopefully, they'll get this version right, but we'll have to wait and see on how that goes. Now, more WWE news is Goldust was supposedly not permitted to be involved with All In at all, but has made a statement that he will be involved in a All In 2 if it does take place, which it does seem likely that there will be a All In 2, and you never know, Goldust could be making an appearance, could be making an appearance with Cody Rhodes, at the same time, celebrating the Rhodes family history and everything. More than likely wanting to be able to congratulate his brother personally in regards to gaining the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I know this has been a very, very short episode, but that I feel as though that was some of the major. I thought I'd just get this week's topics and the major topic I want to get off my chest. So with that will be the last point of news I will be in regards, but I will be mentioning this, that United Wrestling Live is this Friday, SWA is on Saturday, and next week, FCW. So in regards to whether I will be on next week, I actually don't know. Especially since I've got a triple event on. Next week's episode is most likely going to be cancelled, if not a pre-recorded episode. So I just thought I'd mention it now in advance. Basically, I already stated I would be doing a longer than usual episode, the next episode. And yet I've got to cancel next week's. Oh dear. Trying to fit everything in. I will try to get something arranged if I can. If I can't, as I've stated, I will be making it up to yourselves more so than ever. So apologies if you are expecting an episode next week. But if I'm able to, I will try to make it as long as possible and make it a good one. But that will be it for the, in regards to news I will be discussing. Now, I'm going to be mentioning some plugs right now, which is, please check out UKWA, which is UK Wrestling Alliance, on their social media as such. Please check out UKWM, which is UK Wrestling Media. They do fantastic footage work. And if I'm not mistaken, they've got a special show coming out on Monday on their UKWM TV channel, YouTube channel, which is Jigoku. Please give that a check out, because it's a mixed martial arts contest, one which is something that they don't normally be involved with, but I believe they got the whole show, if I'm not mistaken. So give that a check out Monday. JG Pension and Stitching, always fantastic work. This is next shout out for Changes UK, which is for health and well-being. I've got to state, as I've already stated previously, I am a massive fan of being able to, keep yourself healthy, and I don't mean just in body, but also in mind as well. So you've always got to, a healthy mind is always good. So at the same time, as while I'm also mentioning Changes UK, I also will mention the charity Mind as well. And I've got to give props for Team 4 Star for the episode 60, which was multiple parts, absolute stellar episode, amazing. Thank you guys for the episode. I want to give a shout out to bands, two bands, which is The New Breed and Kamens. Great band. Keep up to date with their latest music, their music videos. They're knocking it out the park. And I know I have stated I have to get in once a week. Botchamania. You're welcome, Matthew. But I know I've slipped up for the past week or two. Apologies for that, Matthew. I will rectify that. I want you to check out Barely Average Studio, which is a gaming channel on YouTube. And please check out Fatal Misfire, which is a live stream of gaming live streaming, which is on Twitch, which is the web link is twitch.tv/Fatal Misfire HD, which they usually air. They're usually streaming on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and their usual starting time is any time between 7 PM, 9 PM, which is GMT/BST. And of course, the last shout out, not last shout out, any local wrestling shows, I recommend you check out their social media. For example, as I stated, United Wrestling Live, SWA, FCW. Please check them out, because you never know because they always have some free stuff on there. I want you to check out Pro Wrestling For You as well, because if I'm not mistaken, they've got a show on the 7th of October, which is Oscarmania, and it's something I am looking forward to personally myself, because I am actually on that show, and that will be a charity event, so please check that out. And last thing I want to be plugging right now is the Burning Truth website, where which is www.theburningtruthuk.com, where you can possibly be listening to me live, or you could be listening to a past episode, a pre-recorded episode, past interview, read it up on show reviews, or actually watch. Well, I say watch, listen to an audio review. It's also where you can get some, snazzy t-shirts and, office mugs, with the Burning Truth, which are great presents as well. Unfortunately, the blog page has suffered at the moment as usual, because I haven't been able to update anything due to a busy schedule. But as you probably noticed, I am still keeping up to date with my predictions as much as possible. It's also where you can contact, there's a contact page where you can contact us. All the links that I've mentioned so far, or as many as possible, will be on there. I'll aim to get them on there as soon as possible. If they're not, most of the links, most of the things I've already discussed on here are actually on there already. And please check out our social, please check out the Burning Truth social media on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and of course Twitter, which has a different name, which I will spell it out instead of stating it, which is WRESLING4THWALL. And as always, that is a wrap up for this week's episode. I hope you all stay well, stay safe, and as always, please check out your local wrestling, and I'll hopefully catch you next week. If not, I will either have a pre-recorded episode and will catch you the following week. But until then, stay well. Catch you later.